It's time to unleash the beast inside the Steam Deck, because it's going to be epic with the new EmuDeck. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's awesome that you're tuning in. So in this video we are going to take a close look at the emulation on the Steam Deck once again. In my previous video I was quite negative, and the main reason is just because I was stubborn. I just wanted to install all of the applications myself, and there was a lot of stuff I could basically get to work. But when it comes to, let's say, emulation, and there was so much stuff that we need to install, I just gonna be honest, it was a freaking nightmare and I was quite negative. So in this video I wanted to do some testing. We're going to just talking about more emulation stuff on the Steam Deck because it runs pretty damn good now. And this device is capable of running a lot of stuff that we couldn't play before on cheap China handhelds. And it makes the Steam Deck quite interesting, if you ask me. So when it comes to the Steam OS and how everything looks and works, I personally really love it. But the thing is, there are some downsides to it. Adding stuff to the non-Steam list is going to be a nightmare. So the first thing that we basically need to do is powering up from the SteamOS or the gaming mode and going back to the desktop mode. Like in my previous video, I need to install all the emulators separately from the Discovery Store, and that is the thing that we're going to do first. So basically this is not as different than like in my first video. But the thing that we need to do is go to Applications, Games, Emulator, and we're going to install them. But when we have installed them, I recommend you just updating them to the latest version, and when you've done that, basically also open them. So that's the thing that you need to take consideration. Besides the Try emulator, that is something like a different way, but I'll explain to you later. Also, a good friend from the Retro Game Corp did a completely tutorial how everything works, but I just want to give you a quick explanation how the process works in general. The next thing that we need to do is going through the browser. In this case it's Mozilla. Open it up and we're going to the website that we're going to need to download the files that's necessary to getting it on the system itself. Let's go to the capture card so I can show you what I mean. Okay, this is the website that we need to visit for getting all of the files, and also they did a written guide how you need to set it all up. It explains itself fairly well, like what you need to do and what it will bring to the table. So basically all the mumbo jumbo I had in the beginning, it will be going away simply by the 5-step guide. I can still remember like Retro Game Corp did a video, and it was with his video the steps, so he changed some things out. But the next thing that we need to do is going to the download your installer. You can get yourself the SD card edition or the internal storage. Take consideration which option you choose. I go for the SD card and we'll put every single file on the SD card. And there we're going to configure everything. Okay, so next up I need to point out the EmuDeck software. You need to download this separately. If you have some problems finding it on the website, you can always use Google itself, and you will basically need the file to get everything in your SteamOS or gaming mode. Okay, so over here we're going to get two files. So I already shown you, like, I'm going to use the EmuDeck SD function simply because I just want to use the SD card. But the question remains, do you have installed it and have you been formatting it? That is something, the first thing that you need to do, of course. So when you have done that, then you can basically use the application over here. And when you have done that, everything has been set up. Okay, so when everything has been set up, in my case on the SD card, we're not going to get the new folder. That's something that I basically added myself. But what you're going to get is the BIOS, the ROMs and the tools. So with the ROM files here, you can slap in all of your files of basically the, let's say, the games that you want to add. This is like super easy. And what I love about it, you don't need to have like all the hassle walking through all the emulators trying to basically set everything up. And when done, you basically open up the Steam ROM manager. You're going to execute, and what you're going to do is going online, and there you're going to like get all of your games together. Like with the preview, you generate an app list, you will download all of your images, and that's it. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Okay, so when everything has been set up and everything seems to be working fine, you can go back to the gaming mode, and every single, let's say, game or application has been entered in your non-app list. This is like normally like a nightmare to set up, but this program makes it so much easier. But not besides that it is going to be super easy, it's also the case that we basically like have like everything set up inside a folder, and everything looks very nice. Of course, there will always be like a small problem with some of the covers. Here we're going to get Cartoon Fighter. That's my Mugen game. I didn't set it up because the program didn't implement that. And here we're going to get Devil Kings. That's a game that somehow you need to mess around with the name file, or just basically add your own files to it. Here you can see like we're having Fighting Force 64, such a weird thing. Doesn't recognize it, but there are like the minor things. Or we're going to get double because it noticed like two files in it. You can always like basically remove one of these. For example, if you're going to remove one of those, you can go to Manage, and you can remove it from the Steam list and basically clean it up a little bit. That's something you just need to do for yourself and make just basically everything nice. And what you can do is like click on the game and you can just play it and automatically boot up the emulator, and all the settings have been preset for you. But let's do some gameplay and let's do some testing, because everything works very well now. Okay, before we go to play a game, by the way, it's like Emulation Station also have been implemented in the launcher already. You don't need to like download it separately, and this is basically freaking awesome. So here you can just scroll through your games in a different way. If you don't have like all the big decals, all of your big collection is going to be in here. So the device itself is capable of running so much stuff, but I just want to focus on the high end, like I did before in my main review. And yeah, I will like show some 8-bit stuff just for fun, to show you how it will look. But in overall, the performance is the most interesting, of course, when you're looking at PlayStation Portable. Okay, so let's first start with some freaking Doom, old school style. I can't help myself, even if having like a beefcake device like the Steam Deck, I always try to play some Doom. I love Doom. We're going to skip everything, and we're just going to the end. But if you want to go out of the game, you just press the Steam button, exit, confirm. The only downside is when you're using Emulation Station, I've noticed that it will go straight back to the basically this option, so you need to boot it up if you want to use Emulation Station again. So there's a little bit of a bummer, but that is, I think, not a big of an issue, but maybe you can fix it, or people just like it in general like that. But let's try some different games that are more demanding, of course, and let's have just some fun. Another not really demanding game, but I just really love this game. By the way, I love the soundtrack. I've played this game so much as a child, like absolutely crazy amount of time spent on this game. I love pinball, but this game is so fun. Another thing I love about it is they're using the old school filter, like you're still actually playing on an XL Game Boy. And also the side banners are amazing, are just freaking awesome. But you can see, like with the not really, like the basic games, it only draws around 7 watts. Alright guys, so next up let's play some 16-bit. I did notice like they didn't configure the analog stick for the people who just want to play with an analog stick, so it's not a big of a deal, but I just want to point it out. So I also use up around 7 watts. What I love about these old school games, they only use a lot of power, so you can play a lot and very long. My battery life is at 57%. I'm having like 3 hours plus to play, so that's quite a lot. And the music on these 2 tiny speakers on the Steam Deck are amazing. Alright, so let's play some Sega 32X. Such a weird game, to be honest. But not a really bad game. I always grew up with Tekken, so I basically skipped the franchise Virtual Fighter. I know, it's bad. It's bad of mine. I'm a big fan of fighting games, but I just skipped this. Recently I did play it on my Sega Saturn, and I personally really love part 2 with the system, or series. But it was of course not on the Sega 32X, and I got my ass whooped like always. Yep. Yeah, just punch me in the face, whatever. Ooh, did you see that move? Kwaja! Big bitches. Yeah, you can see like it goes to 8 watts again. Nothing really special. So where we have like these cheap handhelds from China, we have a lot of struggles. Of course, depends how you will set up the Steam Deck and what kind of emulator you're going to use. So you can see like the analog stick does work with this game. Oh, by the way, I'm a big noob at Killer Instinct. I have no idea what I'm doing here. Alright, that didn't go well. I'm like Chun-Li, you know. Cheesy win, absolutely. So this game always gives me so much trouble when it comes to, let's say, emulation on cheap devices. But when you're going to get a beefy device like in Steam Deck, it will run just fine without any hassle. Okay, so next up, system like Sega Saturn. You do see them more often now on cheap devices, but like a Steam Deck, you can play basically without any hassle. We'll try a couple of games, or maybe one game, and later on I will do some extended testing. And I just wanted to see how this runs. Ooh, some minor hiccups, but I was just really curious how a couple of games will run on the Sega Saturn. But somehow I do miss some audio effects on this. It's a little bit of a bummer if you ask me. And of course crashing like always. I really suck at this game. I did play the Dreamcast version and I think that game is, let's say, more fun. Because I can actually play it. So let's try another one. We'll see if we will have any issues here. So the idea behind Sonic Air, it's quite interesting, but I never liked this game. It's such a weird experience. I'm more like Sonic the Hedgehog. It needs to be a two-dimensional game, and you just need to run. Okay, so we need to use the D-pad. We do have sound effects and music in this game. Alright, so next up, let's try some PlayStation Portable. Oh crap.
Will be chosen.
I'm not afraid anymore.
Battle 1. Fight.
You're not afraid of more.
Battle 2.
You should have.
Fight.
You can fly, fly like a little angel. Okay, so basically this is the first game that I ever bought for my PlayStation Portable, fired up. It reminds me so much as, like, I think the game was Twist on Metal, yeah. So another game I played a lot on the PlayStation 1. So this game is such a fun memory to play. Of course, the ultimate benchmark is God of War. Personally, I really love this game. We had so many issues. This game was basically unplayable on most devices. I don't mean like the most devices, like a normal PSP emulator from Embernick. They had a lot of issues, or you need to put in a lot of tweaks. But this game runs just fine, as you can see. Pulls around to 9.3, 9.4 watts, 9.6 from the battery. 9.7, 9.8. Ooh. But of course, this is a more demanding game. Slice and dice, that is what the Code of War is about. Slice and dice, Whip everybody who is naughty. Woo. You are naughty too. But I think when you're looking at the Steam Deck, I think the most exciting thing is that we can actually play some PlayStation 2 games. A lot of devices don't even have this option, or you need to have like a very expensive phone or handheld that has the options too. And with a device like this, we finally have the options to do that. And when it comes to emulation performance, it's pretty damn good.
What are you looking at, fuzzhead?
You're talking to me, fuzzhead? Well, look at your own face. You look like a fuzzhead. Just want to give you an idea how long the loading times are. They're not significant, let's say shorter, but can just use both the D-pad and the analog stick. I messed up. I'm always finding this such a weird game, like the graphics and how it plays. I'm always getting the feeling I'm in automatic drifting mode or something like that. And not particularly I hate this game or something, but I never played it that much. I can appreciate it, like of the way how it looks, how unique it is. So besides PlayStation Portable and PlayStation 2, we can also play some GameCube and Wii games on this device. It's pretty damn awesome. Take consideration as I'm making this video, it's still an early phase. But in other words, this thing has the option to play GameCube, and I think it's pretty damn awesome. Games, and when you're going to be upscaling this and playing this on a Steam Deck, it is such an amazing experience. But if you want to go old school with PlayStation 1, that is of course possible with the Steam Deck. And because of the power of the device, we can even upscale it in better resolutions or higher resolution, so it looks even better than your typical Embernic handheld. And I think if you love PlayStation, just like I do, I think this is such a cool experience, and it will give you a little bit extra, especially when you're looking at the way how it looks and more like the graphical. And when it's upscaled on this tiny display, it looks amazing.
What have I got? Second place. Round play.
Now when you're looking at the performance of the Steam Deck, even this thing is in early phases. We need to be happy with people in the community like EmuDeck making pieces of software and guys like Retro Game Corp making extra extended tutorials to explain to you how everything works. I think the EmuDeck will be like pushing this thing to the next level when it comes to emulation, because I think a lot of people were waiting for the Steam Deck for emulation, besides that they can play your typical Steam games. And if you think about it, emulation is going to be even better and better as we progress into the future. And that's going to be quite exciting if you ask me. If you want to have a full tutorial how to set everything up if you're having your own Steam Deck, I would recommend like checking Retro Game Corp channel if my video didn't give you every information you need. He made a great tutorial explaining every single detail you need to do from start to basically finish. And again, a great channel, and he made an amazing tutorial. Okay guys, so when it comes to the EmuDeck software, it's absolutely amazing, super easy to use, to set up everything. Like, this is such a big improvement. I don't have all the issues that I had before, and everything works like a charm. Take consideration, everything is just brand new as I'm making this video, so basically like also with the compatibility with some games, the emulators, the programs, they will get better from this point. Let me know in the comments what you think of the Steam Deck. Would this something you would consider picking up? Well, thank you for watching. Consider subscribing, hit that little bell, become a Wicked family, and we'll see you in the next video.